Perhaps all of us have asked ourselves at some point, how do we overcome our own limits? How can we live a limitless life, one where every dream is within reach? We search for answers outside ourselves, in success, in praise, but often forget. It is our mind that is the only thing we can truly control. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. All strength, all freedom begins from within." Training your mind is not magic, nor is it an illusion of becoming superhuman. It is a patient journey of overcoming fear, doubt, and procrastination. It is the process of freeing yourself from the things you cannot change. This is how you stand strong amidst the storm, and how you become resilient and truly free. In this video, I will share with you 11 lessons from Stoic philosophy and modern psychology that will help you take step after step towards becoming limitless. So do not miss a single lesson, because even just one could change your life. Are you ready to say with me, "I am limitless"? Leave a comment, "I am ready," and join me as we begin. 1. Unlock your brain's potential. No one is born perfect. Every human being carries within themselves an extraordinary ability. The brain is constantly growing, adapting, and reinventing itself each and every day. If anyone has ever told you that you cannot change, remember modern science has already proven the opposite. From the smallest habits to the deepest experiences, everything plays a part in reshaping every single fold in your brain, a process known as neuroplasticity. Imagine your brain as a vast forest. Every thought, every action, every emotion is like a step that creates a path through that forest. At first, the way forward seems unfamiliar and full of obstacles, but the more you travel it, the clearer that path becomes. That's why, when you are determined to learn a new skill, from mastering a language or a musical instrument to developing a healthy habit, new neural connections are formed and strengthened day by day, enabling you to learn faster, remember longer, and truly feel yourself growing from within. There was a time when Michael Phelps, the legendary Olympic athlete, fell into deep depression after his victories. What helped him rise above wasn't just his willpower, but also his disciplined commitment to training. Through persistent daily effort, he reprogrammed his brain, overcoming old psychological barriers. Phelps's story is a living testament to the brain's endless adaptability, no matter where you start or what your past may hold. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your thoughts, emotions, and even your beliefs can all paint your soul and your mind in their colors. If you keep telling yourself, "I can't do it," your brain will reinforce that belief until it becomes reality. On the other hand, if you choose to train your will, to take on new challenges and learn every single day, you are opening up new pathways for yourself, step by step, breaking through old limitations. Neuroplasticity is not just a theory confined to laboratories. It is a powerful reminder that anyone, at any age, can become limitless. Don't hesitate to renew yourself, even if it's just by changing the smallest habit. Your brain will constantly adapt and grow alongside you. Start today, try something new, learn something new, because each day you have the power to reshape your own destiny. 2. Deepen your consciousness. Reality is not merely what we see, hear, or touch. Each person's reality, is woven from their very own consciousness, from the way they perceive, think, and interpret the world around them. Consciousness is not just a simple sense of existence. It is the capacity to listen to ourselves and to notice even the most subtle movements within our minds. As our awareness deepens, we are no longer swept away by fleeting emotions or invisible pressures from society. On the contrary, we actively shape our lives according to our own terms. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The profound meaning behind this saying is that true freedom does not lie in controlling our external circumstances, but in our ability to master our own minds and consciousness. If we allow our awareness to be manipulated by fears, old habits, or the judgments of others, we become mere shadows of ourselves, living without true wakefulness. Only when we consciously turn inward and begin to observe each thought and emotion do we truly embark on the journey to liberate ourselves and become limitless. In modern life, where everything urges us to be faster, to do more, to hurry endlessly, the act of pausing and looking deeply within ourselves becomes incredibly valuable. Meditation and mindfulness are no longer foreign concepts. Science has proven that they enhance the brain's ability to self-regulate, reduce stress, and strengthen the regions responsible for processing emotions, what neuroscientists call the willpower muscle. Practicing meditation and mindfulness daily helps us realize that the endless stream of thoughts is just a small part of our minds, and we are fully capable of observing it without judgment, gradually transforming it. The renowned investor and author Ray Dalio considers meditation, specifically transcendental meditation, as the single most important secret to his success and clarity. Dalio shares that meditation allows him to maintain clear thinking, reduce stress, and make sound decisions, even in the most turbulent moments of the financial markets. The journey to deepen our awareness is a long process, requiring patience, but anyone can start from the smallest steps. Spending just 5 minutes a day sitting quietly, observing the breath, noticing emotions as they arise and pass without rushing to judge. When we truly take charge of observing and mastering our consciousness, every difficulty and challenge will no longer be a barrier, but instead become a stepping stone that helps us grow and break through our own limits. The greatest freedom begins with mastering ourselves. 3. Enhance cognitive speed. The processing speed of the human mind is like the wind propelling a boat out to sea. The stronger it is, the wider the journey of exploration becomes. To keep our intellect sharp and resilient, we cannot live like repetitive machines. Instead, we must take the initiative to move, to renew ourselves every day. This is the spirit of lifelong learning, the habit of turning new knowledge into nourishment for the brain, and the act of caring for ourselves through every meal, every night's sleep, and every meaningful moment of physical activity. Modern neuroscience has clearly confirmed this through numerous prominent studies on neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and rewire itself. Among them, a remarkable study by Dr. Eleanor Maguire at University College London with London taxi drivers demonstrated that those who continuously learn and memorize complex routes develop a larger hippocampus, the region of the brain associated with memory and spatial navigation, and grow new neural connections compared to ordinary people. When you read a book, solve a math problem, play a musical instrument or engage in sports, you are not only enriching your life experience, but also directly training your brain's processing speed. On the other hand, a sedentary body, lack of movement, poor eating habits, and frequent sleep deprivation will leave your brain like an old computer, sluggish and slow to react to life's challenges. Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, is also one of the world's most admired minds. No matter how busy he is, he always keeps the habit of dedicating 1 week each year to Think Week, a time to read, learn, and reflect on new ideas. Gates has also shared that light exercise, healthy eating, and always getting enough sleep are the keys that help him handle the massive amount of information he processes every day. He is a living testament to the fact that investing in your mind and health not only boosts your reaction speed, but also opens up a boundless creative space. The journey to becoming limitless is inseparable from nurturing and training the brain. It is a commitment to living proactively, constantly placing yourself in a state of learning, moving, and renewing. No matter who you are or where you come from, each day is an opportunity to build a high-speed version of yourself through very practical choices. Reading a page of a book, walking a few laps, or going to bed an hour earlier. And once you have mastered the speed of your mind, a bigger question will emerge. Is the world really as scarce as you once believed? In the next section, we will explore Lesson 3, where the mindset of abundance and how it unlocks unimaginable possibilities await. Don't take your eyes off this journey. 4. Abundance mindset. A prosperity mindset does not mean blindly believing that everything is fine, nor is it about false optimism. It is the choice to look at life as a curious observer. Every challenge is an invitation to learn. Every stumble is a stepping stone paving the way for future resilience. People with this mindset are not afraid of loss, nor do they shy away from new challenges, because they know that true growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from daring to step into the unknown. The great Stoic philosophers pointed this out thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When your mind is trained to recognize the value in every challenge, limitations begin to dissolve. You no longer see failure as the end, but rather as a launch pad for transformation. In modern society, the pressure to succeed, constant comparison, and the fear of being left behind make many Americans feel like they are always lacking, not good enough, not qualified enough, not lucky enough. However, countless people have transformed that feeling into motivation. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson experienced some of his darkest days when his football career fell apart. There were even times when he had to sleep in his car because he had nowhere else to go. Instead of surrendering to fate, he chose to be grateful for every small opportunity, from minor acting roles to each new challenge he faced. Thanks to this prosperity mindset, The Rock continuously pushed beyond his limits, dared to face failure, and reinvented himself. As a result, he became a global symbol of success, powerfully inspiring millions with his faith and gratitude. Practicing a prosperity mindset is a simple yet powerful process. Every day, write down something you are grateful for, even if it's just a morning cup of coffee or the presence of a loved one. Choose to surround yourself with those who inspire you, people who believe in limitless growth for themselves and for you. and above all, have the courage to try something new, because it is only when you step outside your comfort zone that you truly discover your full potential. The prosperity mindset is how you turn every single day into a journey of limitless exploration. 5. Conquer limiting beliefs. Nothing holds us back more powerfully than the limiting beliefs we create for ourselves. These beliefs don't announce their presence with noise or clarity. They quietly weave barriers between who we are today and the better version of ourselves in the future. Limiting beliefs often come in the familiar form of whispers in our minds. I'm not good enough. That's too difficult. Others can do it, but I can't. At first they may seem reasonable, but in reality they are nothing more than remnants of past failures, biases repeated so many times that they become truths in our heads. Limiting beliefs are well within our control because they arise from the way we speak to ourselves. The first step is to recognize these beliefs and have the courage to confront them instead of avoiding them. The next step is to learn how to challenge and replace them with new, positive and well-founded affirmations. This is not about deceiving yourself. It's about giving your mind the opportunity to choose a different path, the path of believing in your ability to grow, to change, and to rise above. I still remember the first time I faced a big challenge, giving a presentation in front of hundreds of people. In my mind, phrases like, "I'm going to mess up," "people will think I'm inadequate," kept playing on repeat like an old song. These beliefs made me tremble and want to quit even before I began. But instead of running away, I chose to write down every negative thought, to look my fears straight in the eye. Each time I asked myself, is this really the truth, or is it just a fear I've imagined? Then I encouraged myself with affirmations. I have prepared well. I can do this. With every repetition, my confidence grew, and I truly overcame my own limits. Conquering limiting beliefs is not a one-time event. It is a process of continuous practice, a daily mindfulness to prevent old biases from holding us back. Remember, you are absolutely capable of changing yourself as long as you dare to face and master your own thoughts. If you have ever overcome a personal limitation, share your experience in the comments. Your story could inspire others to take their first steps on this journey. 6. Focus and creativity. If the mind is a landscape, then focus and creativity are the underground streams that keep the garden of life ever fresh, never running dry. A weary brain, stifled by repetitive habits, will gradually become lazy and barren. In contrast, a mind that is constantly exercised and challenged will retain its vitality, sharpness, and the ability to see new possibilities in every situation. Imagine that every time you solve a puzzle, try a new skill, or simply change your familiar workspace, you are essentially watering your own creative soil. Research on neuroplasticity, published on Stat Pearls by Matt Pudabor and Prabhu D. Emadi, describes how the brain changes its structure and function in response to external stimulation, learning and practice, forming and strengthening neural connections. That is why those who never stop learning, who embrace challenges, always maintain an endless source of ideas at any stage of life. Meditation is also a wonderful remedy for focus. It is not only a moment of stillness, but also a space for the mind to settle, to organize the tangled threads of thought, and to restore the attention worn thin by the hustle and bustle of work and life. When we give ourselves time each day to sit in silence, to breathe slowly, to observe each movement of our thoughts without judgment, we are unlocking the deepest well of creative energy within ourselves. Allow yourself to exercise your mind the way you train your body. You can start by solving Sudoku puzzles, learning a musical instrument, reading a completely new genre of books, or even taking a walk in a different park instead of your usual route. Every small change is a step toward renewing yourself, awakening creative areas in your brain that have never been tapped before. Do not hesitate to try new things, because only by stepping out of your comfort zone can your imagination and focus truly flourish. The power of creativity is not innate. It is the result of persistent training and proactively expanding the limits of the mind. Just as the Stoic philosophers once emphasized, freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want, but the ability to master yourself. It is through this proactivity that you will discover extraordinary abilities within yourself that you never realized you had. We have reached the halfway point of today's lesson. Your presence is a great encouragement to us on this journey to bring the true values of Stoic philosophy to more people. So, please like and share this video to pass these lessons on to your loved ones and friends. Or leave a comment saying, "I am limitless," if you are ready for the next 6 lessons on this journey. 7. Emotional intelligence. Emotions are the powerful undercurrents within each of us, often stronger than any reasoning. They can lift us to the heights of creativity or drown us in confusion, doubt, and fear. On the journey to becoming the limitless version of ourselves, emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, master, and transform our emotions, is the key to unlocking every door of our inner limitations. Emotional intelligence is not cold rigidity, nor is it letting our feelings sweep us away uncontrollably. Instead, it empowers us to stand at the center of the storm, remaining clear-headed, and to choose our responses with strength rather than merely reacting by instinct. When you become aware of your emotional state instead of letting it control you, you will make wiser decisions, build deeper relationships, and stand firm through adversity. Practicing Stoicism, combined with modern insights on mindfulness, self-reflection, and emotional journaling, allows us to hold up a mirror to our inner world each day, helping us recognize what truly makes us angry, sad, or anxious. Only by facing these triggers directly can we consciously take control, instead of being unconsciously carried away by them. The story of Simone Biles, the American gymnastics star, is a vivid example. In the bright lights of the Olympics, Simone dared to step back, listen to her feelings, and protect her mind, despite millions of eyes filled with expectation. She chose to face and manage her emotions, rather than bury them beneath a false mask of strength. That is emotional intelligence, the courage to be honest with yourself, the strength to put your mental well-being above achievements, and as a result, she returned even stronger, inspiring millions. In everyday life, the journey to mastering your emotions begins with small steps. An emotional journal by your bedside, a few minutes of quiet at the end of the day to truly listen to yourself, or simply building the habit of asking, "How am I really feeling? What is triggering this emotion?" These seemingly simple practices, when repeated over time, will steadily build your inner strength so that in any situation you are always the one choosing your response, rather than being led by your emotions. 8. Sleep, nutrition, and a quiet environment. Roger Federer, the legendary tennis icon, once revealed that the most crucial factor for maintaining peak performance over decades was not extreme training, but ensuring that he got a deep, restful sleep of 8 to 10 hours every single day. He shared that when deprived of sleep or surrounded by noise, all efforts become meaningless. The body doesn't recover, the mind loses its agility, and even willpower gradually weakens and falters. Not only Federer, but many top athletes, tech CEOs, and creative artists all consider sleep, nutrition, and tranquility as the secrets to safeguarding their talent, the very foundation of endurance and endless inspiration. In modern life, people often fall into the misconception that being limitless means constantly pushing oneself to new extremes, working through the night, and sacrificing health for achievement. Yet, all advancements in neuroscience have made it clear: the brain only truly develops and renews itself when it is given proper rest. Deep sleep is the brain's natural maintenance system, helping it recover, flush out toxins, consolidate memories, and sharpen focus. Only those who dare to put mental health above mere achievement, like Federer, can sustain long-lasting peak performance and extraordinary creativity. Alongside sleep, healthy nutrition is the true sustainable fuel for the brain and body. Modern neuroscience research shows that a diet rich in omega-3s, leafy greens, and nuts, while limiting sugar and ultra-processed foods, reduces stress, improves memory, and enhances willpower. It's no coincidence that in many rigorous training programs, meals are strictly controlled. Just a few weeks of poor eating habits can lead to a noticeable drop in mental performance. Finally, a quiet, organized environment is the space where breakthrough thinking happens. When you are surrounded by noise and clutter, your brain must waste energy filtering out static. Tidying your workspace and carving out even just 10 minutes of stillness each day is enough for ideas to surface and for your focus to return. All of this is not distant theory, but a solid foundation for anyone to build a limitless mind. Try sleeping a full 7 to 9 hours each day. Prioritize healthy foods and tidy up your living space. You will be surprised by how much you can change. What do you think is holding you back from truly taking care of your own foundation? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Together, we will grow stronger. 9. Affirmation and breathwork. The ability to build a new, lasting belief in your mind is not something out of reach. It is the result of a subtle practice, a harmony between your thoughts and your body, between logic and emotion. Numerous modern psychological studies have proven that the human brain responds powerfully to repeated messages, especially positive affirmations. It is as if every time you speak them aloud, you are planting a seed of hope in your mind, one that grows stronger and more resilient with each repetition. Imagine this: every morning, instead of rushing headlong into the whirlwind of work, you set aside 5 minutes just for yourself. You sit quietly, inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and repeat simple affirmations like, I am strong enough to overcome this challenge. I am in control of my emotions, or I deserve a meaningful life. Science has shown that with just a few minutes of intentional, slow, deep breathing, your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, decrease significantly, and your mind becomes clearer and more at peace. The combination of positive affirmations and conscious breathing is the key to self-regulating your emotional state. bringing yourself back to balance, even when the world around you feels chaotic. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This reminder serves as a compass for every journey of inner transformation. True freedom does not come from controlling the world, but from mastering yourself first, your mind, then your emotions, and finally your actions. When you repeat positive affirmations, you are actively reprogramming your brain in the direction you choose, refusing to drift along with the negative thought patterns that may have taken root long ago. In reality, many top athletes like Novak Djokovic, the world's #1 tennis player, or Allyson Felix, the queen of track and field, regularly practice affirmations and breathwork to stay mentally resilient before every competition. When under stress, Djokovic repeats to himself, "I am strong, I am focused," and pairs this with deep breaths. In doing so, he maintains his concentration and overcomes the immense pressure at the pinnacle of sports. If your own life feels turbulent at times, if fear and doubt often visit you, give yourself the opportunity to experience the power of affirmation and breathwork. You don't have to wait for tomorrow. Starting today, write down what you want to believe about yourself. Say it aloud every morning and every night, and practice breathwork. This small step will help you become steadier, freer, and gradually limitless in the true sense that Stoic philosophy has always affirmed. 10. Self-discovery, lifelong learning, and creative development. Not everyone realizes it, but the journey of pushing past our own limits actually begins with a deeper voyage, the journey of self-discovery. The ability to be self-aware is what separates those who are truly free from those trapped in cycles of habit, fear, and external expectations. Only when we truly know who we are, what we want, what stirs our passion, and what holds us back, do we gain the right to choose and to change. Marcus Aurelius once emphasized, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look." Within each of us lies a wellspring of untapped strength, simply waiting to be awakened. That power does not appear by chance, nor can it be found by clinging to old familiar routines. It demands that each of us actively observe, reflect, and continuously learn. Every time we face ourselves through journaling, we courageously peel back old layers of belief, seeing more clearly the limits we have set for ourselves. When we learn a new skill, even something that may seem small, like editing videos, writing a blog, or experimenting with artificial intelligence, we are challenging our comfort zone, refreshing our minds and ways of thinking. Innovation and creativity are not privileges reserved only for artists or entrepreneurs. They are paths anyone can walk. Anyone can become more creative each day simply by daring to think differently, trying out new methods, and applying technology to optimize their abilities. Each small step forward, every good habit gradually formed, will compound slowly, expanding our inner horizons, giving us the real sense of being limitless, unconstrained by anything except our own boundaries. When we learn to listen, to understand, and to continuously grow, we naturally become more adaptable in the face of change, unafraid of challenges, and eager to embrace new opportunities. This journey never truly ends, because the more we understand ourselves, the more we discover there is so much more to learn, to experience.